Publius Vergilius Maro, Eclogue I, Episode 21. In this portion, these 4 verses, Meliboeus is speaking as we near the end of the poem as a whole. So we will scan these 4 lines and then translate and analyze. Non ego vos post hoc viridi projectus in antro, du mosa pendere procul de rupe videbo, carmina nulla canam non me pascente capellae, flordren tem citiset salices carpetis amardras. Now let's go into the scansion a little more specifically. We have non ego, that's a dactyl, vos post, that's a spondy, hoc vire, that's a dactyl, di pro, that's a spondy, iectus in antro, like so. The second line, du mo, that's going to be a spondy, sa, so we know this is an ablative singular, du mo sa, pen, so there's another spondy, de re pro, there's a dactyl, cool day, there's a spondy, rupewi de bo. So right here we have what's called a bucolic diaeresis. We've talked about this many times before, but remember, a bucolic diaeresis is when the end of the word and the end of the fourth foot coincide, rather than a caesura, which breaks the word in half. And the bucolic diaeresis was very common in the Greek poets, and so Vergil is imitating that here, and that's why it's called the bucolic diaeresis. Then we have in the third line of our selection, it's actually number 77 in the poem, carmina nulla ka, so 2 dactyls, nam non, then a spondy, me pas, then another spondy, kenteka, a dactyl, pel lai, like so. So notice here the fourth foot ends in the middle of a word, and so it is not a bucolic diaeresis, it is instead a caesura, or a caesura, some pronounce it that way. Finally, line 78 here, the fourth in our selection, floren, tem, kite, so spondydactyl, set, there we have an elision between kitisum and et, set sali, there's a dactyl, case car, there's a spondy, pe tisa, there's a dactyl, ma ras. So here is another caesura, not a bucolic diaeresis. Now for the translation and analysis. Non ego, I will not see. Non ego videbo, I will not see you, vos. And here vos is going to be feminine, plural, and accusative, and it refers to his sheep. So Meliboeus, the shepherd, is talking to his flock. I will not see you after this, while I am projectus, stretched out in some green grotto or cavern. So videbo, first singular, future, indicative, and active, from the second conjugation verb video, videre. This is one of the first verbs a Latin student learns because it's so common. Then we have projectus here as the subject of videbo in the masculine singular and nominative. And it is an adjective, a participle that means lying down or stretched out. We have then the prepositional phrase in antro. Antro is neuter singular and ablative, modified by the third declension adjective viridi, which is the color green. So again, after this, post hoc, non ego videbo, I will not see you, there's our object, while I am stretched out in some green cavern. I will not see you pendere, and pendere means to hang, and so this is a nice image of the sheep who are perched upon a high rock. I will not see you at a distance, hanging, pendere, dumosa de rupe. So dumosa is feminine singular ablative, and rupe, feminine singular ablative, because that is what dumosa is modifying. So de rupe and a rupes is going to be a precipice or a rock. So the idea, if you can imagine this, is that there is some high rock like so, and here's my little stick sheep. The sheep is hanging from some shrubby. That's what dumosa means. The adjective is dumosus aum. It means covered with vegetation, covered with shrubs. I won't see you, sheep, hanging from some shrub-covered precipice at a distance, procul. Meliboeus continues and says, I will sing no songs. So kanam here, first singular, future indicative active from the third conjugation verb kano, kanare, like so. I will sing Carmina nulla, neuter plural, and accusative, direct object of kanam. Then the remaining portion. O goats, capellae, feminine plural, and vocative. So if we want to take wos here as referring to the goats rather than to the oes, as I previously said, that's no problem. So, O my goats, capellae, while I am grazing you, me pascente. So here is a masculine singular and ablative. This is an ablative absolute, and pasco here means not to feed oneself, but to cause others to feed or to pasture. So, my goats, capellae, while I am pasturing you, non carpetis. Carpetis then is the main verb of this portion here in the final two lines. So carpetus is going to be second plural, future, indicative, and active from the third conjugation verb carpo, carpere, like so, which means to pluck or to pick. So while I am grazing you, my goats, non carpetus, you will not pluck. Now carpetus has two objects. The first is kitisum, and the second is salices, like so. And these are two different plants. The first one, kitisis, is a kind of clover that grows in a shrub and which livestock especially enjoyed. So you will not pluck florentem, green or vibrant clover, and you will not pluck salices amarras, bitter willows. So both of these are going to be accusative. Kitisum is common gender, so we can say masculine, singular, and accusative. And salices is feminine, plural, and accusative, the objects of carpetus. Finally, notice the word order here. We have adjective, and then its noun that it modifies. Then we have noun again, salices, and the adjective that modifies it. So we have an ABBA word order with the verb snuck in here to add some variety to the structure.
Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.